I want to show you 3 different ways to do a knee tie from a half guard. It's one of the most basic attacks from the position when you have the underhook. And there's 3 different points you can kind of force it to have higher degrees of success when it comes to finishing it. So let's go into it. We're starting off with the underhook and ear it on the chest. Now, one thing that can help me have a higher degree of success is actually when the gi is in play, taking this lapel and passing it to my underhook hand, because that allows me to kind of start applying pressure on the shoulder, so it's harder for him to turn that shoulder towards me. So it's harder for him to cross face me. It's harder for him to guillotine me. It's harder for him to darce me. A lot of things are harder for him, especially if my head's tight to his body as well. And it's also rotating in ways, so it makes it more effective for me to actually sweep. Then I'm pulling the leg out, standard procedure for half guard, because again, I want to attack his angle of his hips. So I'm pulling it out, lifting it off the ground, and now I'm gonna go fight to my knees. But I'm gonna kind of sprawl out down on it. So I'm pulling him forward with the underhook, kicking my right leg forward. So it slides under the knee as I lift up with the left. And then sitting my hip heavy on his thigh and behind his knee and his calf. So now when we try to lift that leg or move it, it's a lot of weight and pressure on it. This also allows me to come up because I shifted his weight away from my direction of movement. As I come up, like, I'm gonna have immediate ways of attack, but one thing we can do before we come up is actually to block the knee. So if I block the knee now for the knee tap before I come up, it's gonna be harder for him to react. Because right now he's stuck. There's a lot of weight on his hip. So he's trying to move, he's trying to escape. When I come up now, I pull my elbow down towards his feet, and I just come up driving forward. And I'm already into the sweep. So that's the first option. First option is to block the knee before you come all the way up. Second option is the standard. Like, I come up by pulling him forward, kicking the right leg straight and under, driving my hip towards him, sliding down, coming up to the knees, pulling the gi down towards his feet. So I'm kind of sitting him back on his butt, so it's harder for him to move again. And then I tap the knee. And then last thing is I come up and he's able to base out wide. So here, again, pulling up, pulling him forward, kicking the leg straight, driving the left hip over, coming up. And now he's like, and he's really far. So I try to touch it. I can't really touch it. I can't really manipulate it. He has a wide base, so it makes it harder for me to drop him. I'm gonna pull with the underhook, pull with the leg, and move myself away a little. Touch, sit him back on his heels, and then drive forward. There's 3 options to apply this really basic technique, which is, I think it's one of the cornerstones of an underhook half guard game. So enjoy it. Comment if you have questions. All right.